Hello once again, audience. Where we left off, we were texturing, we were laying down some trees, and we were working on the riverside. We were working on the river. Don't have a name for the river, but hey, welcome back. You made it to week 2. Congratulations. So yeah. I hope you guys had a good week. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this, but I realized, a week has gone by already, and I totally forgot to do it. So it's 1:45 in the morning right now. It's Halloween night. Ooh! So maybe I'll tell some spooky ghost stories. All right, get you in the mood, because this will be released just probably right after I do this, so 2 in the morning. Ooh, spooky edition. I know. Anyway, I hope you guys are all gonna have a fun Halloween. I hope you guys see some friends, maybe go trick-or-treating. Obviously stay safe and everything and all that jazz. Hand sanitizer. You definitely wanna probably wipe down everything. I don't want to get political, but the CDC is full of shit. They're always like flip-flopping everything, in the beginning they're like, oh yeah, don't, touch stuff, make sure you wear your gloves and all that, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's okay, it's alright, don't worry about it. Shut up. It's totally. I mean, why else do you think New York City's rates got so high? It's because everyone's touching the fucking handrails on the subway. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of want to drop that. We are here to escape reality. We are here in 1862. We are here in Pennsylvania, 1862. Mountains are being built from the void. And one lone man, don't even have a driver's license. One lone 17-year-old is speaking down from the heavens. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of talk what I'm doing here for a little bit before I sidetrack, maybe get to some spooky ghost stories. Ooh. And, yeah, so basically I'm just building a whole bunch of mountains here and everything because, listen, I'm not the sort of guy to kind of, like, have the baseboards be extended by, like, five baseboards, miles. I don't really know what it is. I think it's like a square mile. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on it. Anyway, point is, I'm not the sort of guy to just extend it all the way with just flat terrain. So, like, nah, dude, I'll just put really tall mountains over it so it just covers it. It's a strategy used in Rosworth Vale. And anyone who played any classic Trainz or had the unprivileged, I don't know, anyone who's unfortunate enough to have Trainz Driver 2 for mobile knows Roswell Vale, and I'm pretty sure they know the strat I'm talking about, which is, basically you make it so high and you make it so big that, basically you just don't see the void and everything, and it works. And these aren't going to be like super tall, but tall enough to, like, where, if you're driving trains and you're operating and you're doing all that jazz and everything, you're not seeing, the endless oblivion. So my kind of thing for doing mountains is I don't like to make them round. You know what I mean? I don't like to make them domes, right? Because mountains are not perfectly round. They've got crevices and they got, like, ups and downs and, highs and lows. So I try and make it look very, very rough, very mountainy, and sometimes I'll make them very straight and like over here and everything, which, I go back and I fix in later footage and everything. But, you could kind of start to see me do it now. I just like to kind of roughen and toughen it a little bit, because, not everything is always perfect circles. So what I always do is I make it really high. Right, so I'll make, like, wherever the middle is, where the highest point is going to be, it's just going to be completely empty. Well, I know where the peak of the mountain is going to be. I use the the extended height tool, and I just woo really high, and I stop it there, and I use the plateau tool, and I kind of work my way down, and I kind of do layers and layers and layers, and then when I'm done, I kind of go over that, and then yeah, that's basically what I do for the whole time and everything. So let's see, this is a short video today. It's only 9.5 minutes long, and I'm pretty sure I've already kind of passed the halfway point, so you know what? Let's get into some spooky Halloween stories. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was surrounded by odd occurrences and paranormal experiences all of his life. His wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, dabbled in spiritualism, believed in omens, and held seances trying to establish contact with their dead son, Willie. Lincoln's death also held mystery. About 2 weeks before he was killed, Lincoln had a dream that foretold his death. In the dream, he heard sobbing and followed it to the East Room, where he saw soldiers guarding a body. When Lincoln asked, "Who is dead in the White House?" a soldier answered, "The President. He was killed by an assassin." 3 days after relating his dream to his wife Mary and a few close friends, Lincoln was assassinated. On the night of April 14th, 1865, at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., actor John Wilkes Booth burst into the presidential box and shot the president at point-blank range. Lincoln only lived a few hours before dying at 7:22 a.m., and on April 15th, flags were immediately lowered to half-mast, bells across the city began to toll, and a shocked nation went into mourning. Secretary of War Eden W. M. Stanton was in charge of overseeing the arrangements for the funeral train. In order to commandeer the use of railroads from Washington to Springfield, Illinois was used. The funeral train would travel 1,654 miles along the same route Lincoln had taken as president in 1861. The only difference was that the train would not go through Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. The train left Washington on April 21st and arrived in Springfield on May 3rd, having traveled through 7 states and past 440 towns. The actual funeral route went through Baltimore, Philly, Harrisburg, New York, Albany, Buffalo, Cleveland, Columbus, and many more. The funeral train was called the Lincoln Special. The engine was known as the Nashville, and the train consisted of 9 cars, with the funeral car being the 8th in line. A guard of honor accompanied Lincoln's body, and his son Robert also rode the train. The Lincoln Special reached its destination of Springfield on May 3rd, but it apparently still runs the same route each year during the last part of April. At least, a phantom funeral train does. Hundreds have reported seeing the ghost train traveling through the countryside with the president's casket aboard. It had been rumored that clocks and watches stop running when the train passes by. As time freezes, the air on the tracks becomes cool and sharp, while just off to the side the air remains warm but still, clouds over the moon, and a ghostly headlight pierces the night. Suddenly, with a rush of wind, the train passes by, silently as if running on a carpet. There are reports that mournful music may be heard coming from the train, while others say that the train goes past without a sound. Some see smoke belch from the stack, and others hear an eerie whistle as the train approaches, and it echoes through the valleys. There are reports of skeletons dressed in Union uniforms standing at attention by Lincoln's flag-draped casket. Flags and streamers attached to the train whip in the wind, but no sound is heard as the train fades from view. Communities throughout the 7 states still hold watches for the phantom funeral train, the best known in Albany, New York on the nights of April 26th and 27th, and in Urbana, Ohio on the night of April 29th. The Lincoln funeral car changed hands several times after fulfilling its duty. Unfortunately, in March of 1911, the Lincoln funeral car changed many hands several times after fulfilling its duty. Unfortunately, in 1911, the car was destroyed when a fire swept through the area near Minneapolis where it was being stored. Regardless, you might want to grab a blanket and take a friend with you tonight to see a lonely set of tracks where, if you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of Lincoln's funeral train solemnly passing by yet again. Well, I'd be lying if I said that was a good ghost story, but regardless, everyone, I hope you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. And with that, I hope you, your family, and your loved ones all have a very happy Halloween. It was during the evening of April 14th, 1865 at Thord's Theater in Lincoln, D.C. What the fuck did I just say?